Share Your Breakfast is a weekend community feeding train where we go back to the beneficiaries we normally have under our program, and then we share with them food that we have recovered. We cook. Once we cook it, then we share with them. So being in the psychiatric hospital this morning, we're going to share our breakfast together with our volunteers. Well, under the Food for All program, we thought it wise that weekends mostly is when we all relax, we are at home. If Ghanaians can actually serve society, we believe in volunteerism is dying down in our society. So once people can dedicate their weekend to say that for this weekend, I want to feed, I want to serve. We have 7 days in a week, 1 day for God, 5 days for our work. So that extra 1 day is not to boost, is to be with and then serve society.
Okay, so what do you think of the program here today?
Oh, it's okay because it's like the children are used to we, the staff, nurses here. So right now that they've seen new faces, they are excited and yeah.
We believe it is a responsibility. That's why when you say Food for All Ghana, we always say it is a shared social responsibility in the sense that these people are part of our society. You can't take them out of society. They are part of society, and what we should consider is money might be for individuals, but resources that we have in our society is for everyone. And so if resources is for everyone, I believe everybody has the right to get the resources, most especially in this regard food, which is the sustainer of life. We can't be wasting food when there are people who really need it, and that's the concept on which Food for All Ghana operates. We normally recover from our beneficiary organizations like Quatsins Africa, Masmat, Nestle Ghana, Rice Master, Suka Trade. And so this is coming from one of our beneficiaries that our facilitators that we normally recovered food produce from, which is Quatsins Africa.
At the time, they don't get the right balanced diet, so they don't even consume everything in the bowl. But today, I think they did justice to the food.
Currently, we run the program within Greater Accra, Central Region, Volta, and then parts of the Eastern Region. Within these communities or within these regions, we have communities and then institutions that we have signed onto the program. For instance, in the Eastern Region, we have the School for the Blind that we have signed onto the program, and so every now and then, aside donating the food to them, we go and then we share our breakfast with them. In Accra, we have the Osu Children's Home, we have Kinder Paradise, which is in Pram Pram, and other organizations as well. What inspired Food for All Ghana project as a chef, as someone who loves food, who is very enthusiastic about food, coming into contact with a mentally challenged man who goes around with rubber bags, giving it to food vendors on the street, and then when people buy food and then eat leftovers, which under our culture it is meant for dogs and animals, he gathers them and then uses it to feed his own colleague madmen on the street. If a mentally challenged man should think about feeding his colleague mentally challenged, how about we that we consider ourselves normal? We should be asking ourselves questions then.
We are grateful. Yeah, we are grateful. If this will continue every day, we'll be very happy. Yeah, we'll be very, very happy.
I will entreat the government to be pushing more money into the psychiatric sector so that we can be buying food, different food for the patients. Secondly, their clothes. Fine, we receive clothes from donors as you've done this morning by providing them food. It's not the time that we get clothes for them. So we are also urging the government to be providing them clothes if possible.
If a mentally challenged man should think about feeding his colleague mentally challenged, how about we that we consider ourselves normal? We should be asking ourselves questions then.